जुड़ गया।
गुड मॉर्निंग वालेकुम सलाम मस्जिद भाई। यस
सर, थोड़ा वेट कर रहे हैं सर, वीसी मैम जुड़ जाएं फिर शुरू करते हैं।
बीच बात हो गई है। मेरे ये साहब क्या उन्होंने कहा कि हाँ जुड़ेंगी।
कहाँ आवाज आता है?
अनम्यूट को क्या करेंगे? म्यूट
हमरा
थोड़ा हम लोग इंतजार कर रहे हैं वीसी मैम के जुड़ने का, फिर हम लोगों का वर्कशॉप शुरू होगा। फिर से एक बार सब लोगों का इस वर्कशॉप में स्वागत है, खैर मकदम है।
आप माजिद हाँ, बीसी मैम से बात हुई है, बीसी मैम जुड़ रही है, उनका बहुत वीक है, मैंने नेटवर्क लेट हो रहा है।
जी 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 जी
क्या है ना
या आप अपने आप को म्यूट रखें।
Please mute your audio. माजिद जी हेलो माजिद जी आर यू लिसनिंग
नेटवर्क यस यस
सर रिक्वेस्ट होगा कि मैम लगता है लेट से जुड़ेगी और हमारा टाइम हो चला है, तो हम स्टार्ट कर लेते और जब वीसी मैम आएगी तो फिर उनसे हम लोग इंट्रोड्यूस करा देंगे। स्टार्ट प्रोग्राम सर। ओके
यस, थोड़ा मेरा नेटवर्क कमजोर है, अगर डिस्टर्ब होगा तो आप वहां से मॉडरेटिंग कर लेंगे, है ना?
ओके सर ओके।
हेलो,
हाँ कर लेंगे सर।
प्लीजिंग वेलकम टू ऑल, सबको गुड मॉर्निंग। आज का ये वर्कशॉप आइशे ऑल इंडिया सर्वे ऑन हायर एजुकेशन, ये 2010-11 से लगभग हायर एजुकेशन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के तरफ से कराया जा रहा है और ये सारे इंस्टीट्यूशन के लिए मैंडेटरी है। पहले ये पीडीएफ फॉर्म में आता था, उसे हम लोग डाउनलोड करके डाटा फिलअप करके फिर अपलोड करते थे। इस साल से थोड़ा चेंज हुआ है और जमाने के साथ आदमी को अपडेट रहना चाहिए। हमारे जितने भी नोडल ऑफिसर्स हैं वो सारे सक्षम हैं कि वो डाटा को करेक्ट अपलोड करें। फिर भी आदमी को अपडेट रहने के लिए एक ट्रेनिंग की, अपडेट होने की जरूरत होती है। इसी उद्देश्य से इस वर्कशॉप का ऑर्गेनाइज किया गया है। मैं थोड़ा सा थोड़ी अपने रिसोर्स पर्सन के बारे में बता दूं। डॉक्टर जमाल हुसैन, प्रोफेसर डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स एंड उन्होंने एमएससी पीएचडी मैथमेटिक्स में तेजपुर यूनिवर्सिटी से किया है। उनके थीसिस का टाइटल मॉडलिंग द इफेक्ट ऑफ पॉपुलेशन आयशे से जुड़े हुए हैं, वो मिजोरम यूनिवर्सिटी के यूनिवर्सिटी नोडल ऑफिसर हैं, वो स्टेट नोडल ऑफिसर भी हैं, और उन्हें ऑफ इंडिया के तरफ से बेस्ट नोडल ऑफिसर का अवार्ड भी मिला है। इससे ज्यादा मैं क्या बोलूं, ज्यादा इंट्रोड्यूस कराने से अच्छा है आजकल में मेरा मानना है कि इंसान का जो है इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं बल्कि उसका काम ही उसका इंट्रोडक्शन होता है। मैं वीसी मैम तो नहीं जुड़ी है, लेकिन अभी हमारे प्रिंसिपल डॉक्टर अब्दुल रईस खान साहब हैं, उनसे परमिशन लेते हुए मैं वर्कशॉप शुरू कराने का इजाजत चाहता हूं। सर,
माजिद जी, सबसे रिक्वेस्ट होगा कि सबको बोलिए अपना वीडियो ऑन रखेगा ताकि सबका चेहरा नजर आ सके कि कितने लोग जुड़े हैं।
हाँ, मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मेरी मजबूरी है कि मेरा नेटवर्क बहुत कमजोर है, और यहाँ से आप आगे ले चलिए।
ओके, आपको छोड़ के सबसे
ओके, और सर को प्रेजेंट करने के लिए बुला लीजिए, वर्कशॉप शुरू करा दीजिए।
तो सर वॉल्यूम बढ़ा दीजिए सर, वॉल्यूम नहीं आ रही है।
रीना मैम।
Yes sir, just connecting sir. Please wait a while.
हेलो जा रही है?
यस सर, यस सर।
यस सर, मैंने बीसी मैम से बात किया है ओवर मैसेज। Shortly she will be joining because the very weak network in university campus, so she just went to her residence and she will be joining very soon. But let the matter be started because the time is going up. So you all are requested. Oh, ma'am has joined. Ma'am has joined. Please, Majid, just good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning. I'm so sorry. Let me please change the background.
No, madam. So very nice you have joined. We are very pleased to see you. Just you are requested to speech, ma'am.
Thank you very much, the Principal Raneshwar College and the entire organizing team under his leadership. Raneshwar College has been very proactive, at least during the tenure that I have seen during this pandemic situation, to take leadership into some of the very, very innovative and ways of continuing to engage with students and teachers alike to keep the learning space active. So therefore, my appreciation and congratulations to the entire organizing team, definitely led by the principal.
Thank you.
I'm also very grateful to Professor Jamal Hussain, who is a professor in the Department of Computer Science, Mathematics and Computer Science in Mizoram University, and who has been kindly agreed to be the resource person for this the program. It's a workshop. Yeah. the online or virtual workshop. So I have this pleasure to Dr. Hussain. And also, can the host mute all the other participants?
Yeah, please, all of you.
The host has
mute your audio except
muting everybody.
VC ma'am. Yeah, please.
वहीं से कंट्रोल के लिए कहिए
let the host, whoever has the host and co-host privilege, this is the beauty of Zoom. So I request the host and co-host exercise their authority and mute everybody and allow only certain persons to unmute. Okay. Yeah. And the moment you try to unmute a person, it flashes a message that you are supposed to unmute, then the person can. Okay, so these are some of the exercises that the host should do. So let me come back to the beginning of again welcoming one and all to this very good, very very pertinent workshop. And as I mentioned, I'm very privileged to also welcome Dr. Hussain from Mizoram University, who's in the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science. I think that makes a perfect combination. And also to be a resource person for the workshop of this kind. I'm hopeful that you know and like have been welcomed. I really hope that the invitation was also extended to the private colleges which offer B.Ed program, because I think in this university, S.K.M.U, this is my observation. I hope I'm wrong, that these private colleges somehow lag behind. When I say private colleges, the private colleges which offer B.Ed degree, I think they lag behind in many of respects which are mandatory, part of mandatory reporting. And they are those compliances which need to be made, in fact, on an annual basis, even if there wasn't a requirement such as NAC or NIRF. But then institutions must be in a habit of gathering and consolidating data and turning it into information, and also that information should turn into, I'm a data scientist, I'm a computer scientist, and therefore my vocabulary with Dr. Hussain would probably concur that data is no good to anybody. It needs to be turned into information, and that information is okay, for the consumption of, let's say, the media, or even if we want to have this moment of feel good as an institution, so pat our own backs, for that information is good. But then decision making, such as at a university level or state level, for that, it is very important to have knowledge and pertinent decisions are made, appropriate and pertinent, policies are made. Even if the policies are to be reviewed, for that purpose, now here, as it has been identified that now AISHE is changing its, maybe, I don't know whether it's the format that is getting changed, or it says the data capturing, data capturing format is changed. Okay, and it is on the web portal AISHE. So let us understand here what the entire world is doing this, and India is not becoming a guru in this, because this is the need of the hour to leave paper behind and become paperless. And in order to do that, anybody who any authority that has certain mandate to deal with information and data, they are making provisions on their portals Okay, so you see now when all the operations are turning paperless, the only way to go about is open. It's like creating that Google form, a format where the data may be entered, and then you see, we as units such as colleges, or we as units such as departments, have to bring out, of course, true data, authentic data, because it should be verifiable. And if not verifiable, we'll be in deep trouble. But even now, this means there cannot be even typographical error. Okay, so the entry of data has to be so careful and responsibly done that that can be turned into information, and information again into knowledge. And I think I would like to not delve too much into this data information knowledge jargon, but I hope that all the principals who are including the resource person and including the organizers, but I'm hopeful, and I'm very optimistic that 30 odd or 35 odd responsible people, principals, NOs for AISHE, as well as IQAC coordinators, would benefit from this workshop. I really hope you already have, since this was well publicized, I really hope you have come with your already some questions, so that and when the sessions are on, you would again note down your own questions. I hope there's going to be a hands-on sort of session also, such as opening the web portal of AISHE, showing what is where. Dr. Hussain, if it is possible from your end, this is my request, that if you could spare 15 minutes or so in showing the participants, because it would mean just screen sharing, and at least making them, or the other way can be participants, if you have another system which is connected to the internet, you should open the site for yourself and even try to familiarize with that, so that you do ask pinpointed question to Dr. Hussain or even other resource persons, and then try to clarify. If this person tries to respond to a query, let me guarantee your all 100% doubts are not cleared. But if the same exercise is repeated, 4 to 5 times, I'm sure we'll be able to overcome all our those issues, which are basically, I would term them as teething issues. Because why teething? Because from paper mode of functioning to paperless mode, and that paperless mode is digital platforms. Okay. Now, please do remember, in the digital platforms, once, even if there is page-wise save button, if you do save, it gets saved. But if you don't do that, all your data, entered data without saving, if the provision is so, and then suddenly in our part of the country, Bijli can go, okay, internet can be disturbed. So after, I guess, each segment, if there is a provision to save, please ensure you click the save. But before, most of such forms which are on the digital platforms, before submit, they would also give you an opportunity to review. And sometimes there is a specific button for edit. If you don't click that edit, it might not allow you to change. So please, I hope such things can also be maybe also viewed if you are independently using another device to check the AISHE website or NIRF site. Okay. And any site for that matter. Even S.K.M.U is trying to move from paper mode to paperless. Some of you would know that for PhD admission, the candidates are asked to fill up their forms online. So we are still in that blended mode of online and offline, paper and digital. Okay, because our area has its own limitations of network connectivity, but cannot for a long time hold on to this problems that we don't have network connectivity. We will have to find solutions for that. We would have to find even temporary solutions for that, so that when you have to do the click button of submit, that time you ensure the connectivity is good and the entire file gets transferred or is saved. Okay. There may be a lot of technical terms. There may be and if some of you do not are unable to satisfy all your quench in this workshop, I would be happy still for some other college to now take it's like a relay race until we complete the race. Okay. So the first lap starts with Raneshwar College, the Mayurakshi College, I'm sorry, Mayurakshi Gramin College, Raneshwar. But the second lap can be taken over by another affiliated college. And fourth lap again can be taken up by university or a constituent college, who knows. So, but then I'm very happy. The race has begun. We are part of in the race. It's not competing against somebody else. We have to compete against ourselves. Okay, with that attitude. And I'm very sorry for the time lapse, because at the office there was no connectivity. I had to rush to my residence. Luckily now I'm on the campus, so I came here because due to better connectivity here. And the university gate is only a virtual picture there, but I'm not at the gate. I'm at declare open this workshop. And thank you very much, the principal, for this for starting the race for S.K.M.U, at least in this age of when we cannot, but not only keep our information in newspapers, or not only like limiting the good works, the record of good works into our files, but the records of good works as well as our limitations must come on board, must be placed there, so that we are able to overcome our limitations in the next round. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for
It's 12 o'clock.
our keynote speaker, Department of Mathematics and Computer Science from Mizoram University. Sir, I'd like to
I have a suggestion. Those of us who are sitting in a bad connectivity area, switch off the video, okay? But those who are in a good connectivity area, you may keep your video on, because that saves bandwidth for the data to arrive at your device. So yes, Reena madam, you can once again repeat with, because I couldn't hear unless others could hear. Yeah, keep your video off and keep your audio on.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, delivering such an informative and well related to data information in today's workshop. Now I need to call upon Dr. lecture on this workshop. Sir.
Thank you, Dr. Reena. At the outset, I'd like to thank Madam Minz, Honorable Vice Chancellor, for her kind and informative words. And it's such a coincidence, Madam. You know, in fact, in our university also recently we have a lot of power failures. And today also, you know, I was waiting and then Wi-Fi was out of order. Then I had to rush to a nearby. In fact, in my residence also there is no power. So I rushed to it's a 3-kilometer distant mobile connectivity is a little better here. So yeah, Madam, I'm really thankful and for this opportunity to interact. And of course, I have some experience in AISHE data handling part. And I must thank the ministry also for this excellent and very timely initiative. You must be aware that, you know, earlier UGC used to collect data through some paper formats. You know, it was so error. In fact, that time, I mean, before this online system of collection of data through computer system, the GER that was reflected by India was around 19%, madam. But immediately after computerizing this exercise, it jumped to 21. So actually, our GER was 21% and not 19 that earlier manually calculated GER. So in most of the countries like China, they want to project more than their real GER. But we in India, we were reflecting less than our actual GER. So thanks to this initiative of Ministry of Education, and their excellent support also in this regard. And I see this as not just, you know, entering and uploading information. It is like as serving the nation as well, madam, because all the decisions are, you know, data driven to have a better scenario of higher education system in the country. So that the policymakers can use this information and take suitable decisions to improve higher education of various parts of the country. So, madam, as you said, you know, like I'll go thoroughly, starting from the beginning like how to open the portal, and then the new changes that is taking place. Of course, all the nodal officers in our state also finding it difficult to cope with the new system. But in fact, NIC made it more easier. We require little time to go through the instruction, understand this, then I think it will be more easier than earlier format also. Earlier format was, madam, like there were some PDF formats, but different formats were integrated. For example, teachers information format, which is to be called TIF, teacher information format, that was a separate format. And then main DCF is another format. So we used to separately enter and then integrate them. So if there is some mismatch, it will give error. You will not be allowed to upload. So there were some problems also. Now in this case, all these problems are sorted out. Rather than different formats, all are integrated in the same format. So we have to enter the information and upload. It is wave form, so you don't have to download the format. You have to log in and open the wave form, enter the data, save it, and then we can suppose we cannot complete in one day. We can save the information and then work at a later time also, and then complete and upload it. I think once the nodal officers are trained, they will find it more easier than earlier formats. So I'll go step by step in mentioning everything, and I'll take one standard format and show all the columns, what to be entered and what are the new changes. So I hope, and I'm sure, I know this. That's why I kept 2 hours actually for this. It's relatively longer, so that I knew that it required more time to if I go through one by one all the steps. So even after this workshop, I'll be accessible through email or through phone also. Anyone who is participating in this workshop, they can contact me anytime for any technical help or anything that they want to know. Is it visible, Dr. Majid? My screen is visible. Okay. Okay.
क्या वहाँ परिचय में बात जाओ परिचय में
अरे काइंडली म्यूट ऑल अदर
इसको बंद किया माइक
Okay. So I think all the nodal officers, they know their ID and password. to log into the AISHE portal. The address all of us know, it is aishe.gov.in or nic.in, both works. So the first page that is displayed is this one for logging in. It will come this page. So in the middle, we can see various users who can log in. So institutional login, that let me do it for our institution, and then I'll display. Since I am a university nodal officer also, so I have an account for Mizoram University. So once a nodal officer logs in, this page comes. Okay. So you can see there are some links here on the left. These are actually for, because I'm logged in as university nodal officer, so I have some more access. So other college nodal officers may not have all these links in their dashboard. So what they have to do initially, first thing, we have to select the year of survey. I think all can see, I hope. There is this option of survey year. Select survey year. It will be 2021. That is the current survey that is going on. And if we click this, then it says this is highlighted. Click here to fill web DCF. So one has to click here. Then the web form will appear. Okay, so you can see on the left, there are a lot of links are there. First one, the instructions. So my appeal will be to all the nodal officers to go through the instruction first. This is one important point that many people overlook, and they face difficulty afterwards, because one has to go through the instruction, then only you can successfully complete this form. So you can go through all this, but the important points that I'll mention is you can see number 10, locking and saving the page. Okay. Number 10, simply lock any page with field record that don't need to be updated. So what does this mean is that, since we have been doing this for our earlier years, so some information are in the system which are pre-filled in this format. That means earlier data that we entered are taken here automatically. So that if you do not require to make any changes, you just lock it. That's what this number 10 says. Because suppose, for example, basic information, the address of the college, name of the principal, contact details, if those are same, you don't have to make any change. So you just lock it. No need to saving also, because it is already there. That's what number 10 says. And number 11, you see, if you enter some new information, you have to save and then go to lock page. Once you lock, then the next page will become active. Okay, so you have to go page by page. Okay, you cannot skip one page and go to the next. Okay, so once you save, obviously if you enter something, you would like to save it so that in future you get the same information. And then lock means once you lock it, that means this is complete, it is done. So you go to the next page. So next page will be highlighted only, or will become active only when the current page is locked. Okay, so you lock it and go to the next and carry on like this. But suppose at the end you realize that you need to make some changes to a page which was locked. So you have to go to lock, unlock. On the left hand side, you see lock and unlock. I hope you can see. So you have to press this and then unlock that particular page, that one you want to make modification. Okay. So I think like this, please go through all this instructions, then it will be really easy. Okay. So for example, if I go to basic information, this is for my university page. So here you can see the basic detail. I hope you can see. So basic detail are already entered here. Now from where I have not entered now, okay, because I have not yet completed also. So these informations are coming. You can see the code, the name of the institution, year of establishment, all these are already there. These are from our earlier data that we entered. Okay, the computer system has taken from earlier data. So this is called pre-filled information. If you do not require to make any change here, you just lock it and go. And then what is next? You can see address. Now address is not active. You can see address is not active. Once you lock this page, it will become active. You can go to address page. If you require to make any changes in address, you can do. Otherwise, you can again lock it. So, and my request is, if any nodal officer has anything to ask in between, you can stop me and then ask. Okay. So, like all this questions, some questions also you can see whether the institute adopted any village under Unnat Bharat scheme, something like that. Yes, no is there. So you have to select accordingly. If it is taken, this is if some colleges are some villages are adopted under Unnat Bharat scheme, you have to just click yes, otherwise no, like that. So this is kind of yes, no, and then NSS scheme, if it is there, then number of students enroll under NSS, like that. So these are a very simple information. And this next is, you can see affiliated institutions to the university. Okay. And this is not applicable to private and deemed to be universities, because affiliated universities will have their affiliated institutions. So we have to enter them here. Okay. So some are drop down menus are there. Suppose the institution is related to agriculture or architecture, something like that. No. So accordingly, specialization we have to select. Name of the affiliated institution we have to enter. Like that. Number of colleges with temporary affiliation. So this will be actually, this is university format. That's why it is appearing. And in the college, for college nodal officers, I don't think this will appear. This is for university having affiliated institutions. Okay, for colleges it will not be there. So now this will be there again. I think residential facility, whether residential quarters and student hostels are available. So you can see some data in our format. It is already there. There is a list of hostels, hostel names, then type of hostel, boys or girls. This is drop down menu is there. You can select. Okay. Then capacity and then student residing like that. So you can make some changes also. If you want to remove this, you remove. You can add also by clicking this plus sign. You can see add. So suppose you have in this current year you have a new hostel. So you have to click here and then enter. Like if I click here, you can see. I think okay. Okay, so in fact, some data I have not entered, so it is not allowing. So, in your case, I think you have to go step by step serially, and then if you want to delete some hostel, if it is non-existent, for example, now you can delete or you can add. Okay, maybe I'll take a college format that will be more suitable. I think all are college nodal officers, right, Dr. Majid?
Yes.
College, no? So in the meantime,
Yes, sir. All the colleges are.
Okay. And maybe I should open a college form.
Yeah, that will be better, sir.
As a college
about the colleges.
College nodal officer, I think I should log in. So maybe I do have college ID passwords, but your college also, if anyone can share, I can log in on their behalf and can show it. I think that will be better, I guess.
चैट बॉक्स में डाल दे रहे हैं सर.
हाँ सर, हमारा आईडी पासवर्ड है, आईडी है
1 minute, madam. Let me log out. एक सेकंड,
चैट बॉक्स में डाल दे रहे हैं सर.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I got it. Let me try and log in. Okay.
Okay.
पूछवा ले रहे हैं आ ले रहे हैं.
Majid Sahab, it is not taking.
अरे देख लो, नहीं तो फिर से सेंड करो, चैट बॉक्स में डालो. चैट बॉक्स में डालो, चैट बॉक्स में वहाँ पे.
पासवर्ड दे दिया गया माजिद जी, फिर से देखिए।
Okay, madam, I'm trying this. Okay, I'll try one of our college. Majid Sahab, do you have any other ID password?
और कोई नोडल ऑफिसर हैं जिनको अपने कॉलेज का है तो वो डालें चैट बॉक्स में प्लीज।
और एक दूसरा
कोई अदर कॉलेज क्या है नोडल ऑफिसर?
सर इसको प्लीज मौके खोलिए तो शायद खुल जाएगा सर। क्रोम काम नहीं कर रहा है।
क्रोम काम नहीं कर रहा है?
जमाल सर
जी जी, तो फायरफॉक्स में करें?
मोजिला से, आप मोजिला से खोलिए। मोजिला
हाँ
हो जाएगा। फायरफॉक्स से भी कर सकते हैं, उससे भी कर सकते हैं।
Now it is working. Yes, fine. Okay, can you hear me, Rina madam?
Yes, sir.
You can see my screen.
Yes,
Huh?
sir.
Okay, so we have logged in as MG College Dumka. Okay, so let us see. I think nodal officer is Udit Nayan. So as I mentioned earlier, let us select the survey here and click here to fill web DCF. This button we have to click. I think some problem again. It says server error.
Yes, sir. Server error दिखा रहा है, sir.
ऐसे दिखाता है ना?
तो कोई ये नहीं थोड़ा
मुझे लगता है सर कुछ नेटवर्क इश्यू लगता है सर.
So, Majid Sahab, any nodal officer whose ID password is working, who has access, or otherwise, I'll use my university format, and then it will be almost same actually.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, if you have any other nodal officer whose ID password is working, who can log in and can see the format, I can use that, or otherwise I can use my own ID password for university format, and college and university will not be much different.
It is better that you use your own.
My own, na? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let us, I think, go back, or let me log in here. So again, I have logged in as University Nodal Officer for Mizoram University. I think it is working fine for our case. Yes. So we are back here. As I mentioned, we should go through all the instructions 1 to 13 that we can see. Please go through. Okay. If I read line by line, I think it will take unnecessary time. So please go through. Only thing that I mentioned is blocking. If there are some pre-fill forms, if there is no change required, you just block it. The next page will be highlighted, and once you enter information, you should save it and lock. If the entering data is complete, you can lock it. because without locking, the next page will not be active. Okay, so let us again go to the basic information for our university. So you can see here. So affiliated, I think we have to enter it, you know, so some name, for example, let me enter. So, but we know that there will not be this option for colleges. So let us leave it. University will fill their name of the affiliated institutions and so on. And when we click plus, one more row will appear. So we can select all the data or information that we need to enter. So details of college under university. So this is again for university. Let us leave it. Staff quarter will be there, I think. So we have to select yes, no accordingly. If the institution, the college has staff quarters, we have to select yes. And then teaching staff, how many? For example, it is 71. So people in college also. This is not at all difficult. See, it is yes or no. Accordingly, you have to select. If it is yes, you have to enter the corresponding information. Then hostel, if it is hostel facility is available, we have to press yes. And the number of hostel, for example, it is 10 here. So if whatever data, whatever number of hostels are there, you have to enter here. Suppose it is 10. So this 10 hostel information, name, type of hostel, and then capacity, and then students residing. This thing we have to enter. Okay. So suppose it is already pre-filled, you can see here. I have not entered this year yet. So I need to save this basic information. So what is next? You can see that after basic information, address is there. So address, it is not yet, it is now in gray color, it is not active. Even if I click, but it is appearing. So suppose there's no changes required, what I'll do is I just lock it. I just lock it. Then it says, are you sure you want to lock this page? Yes. So every time this will happen. And then address is automatically highlighted, you can see. Now the address of the institution will appear here. Anything. And it is, of course, you can see address means whatever address is, it is pre-filled here. If we want to make any changes, we can do very easily. Just click and remove and re-edit it, no problem. And then here is the block, city, town. I can select Aizawl, and then latitude and longitude you can see. So from Google, you can find out this information and enter here. Okay. The purpose of this latitude, longitude is that in future, ministry will link this to the map, so that in the map one can locate and click, then they can immediately go to the corresponding institution. So it is easy to find from Google. Your location you give, then it will give you latitude, longitude, you can enter here. Okay, then total area in acre you can see, and in square meter. So this thing you can enter. Then a website address. So now if we save this basic information, now it is saved because I made some editing here. Then what I'll do is I'll lock this. Okay, so basic information has two parts, basic details and address. Okay, I'm sure this will be same for colleges also. So you please verify, and if required, you can edit, and then go to, if you make some changes, you should save it and then lock. Okay, so let me lock. It will again ask, are you sure you want to lock this page? Yes. Okay. All right, so that means you can say address locked successfully. this message comes here. If it is logged successfully, it will come here like this. So now you can go to the next page. Details of regional centers and offshores. I think this is also for university. It is not for colleges. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So suppose if I want to see the pages, how many pages are logged or saved like this, I should go here. So you can see this list will come like this. Okay. So basic information, it is logged. You can see here. Then under basic information, this is two things are there: basic details and address, as I mentioned. So address is also logged. Now I cannot go here, basic information, and I cannot make any editing here. You can see these are not highlighted. Okay. Even address also, it is like this. I cannot make any changes. All right. But suppose I want to make some changes, I forgot something, or I enter something by mistake wrongly. So what I have to do, I have to go back and take action here. You see, if I want to make changes in address, I'll click this. It says what? This information, this box comes that please click for unlocking the page. That means for unlocking this page, address page, you have to click here. Okay. So now you can see this is now highlighted. That means one can now make changes, edit this thing, okay, make corrections, and again save it and then lock it. Okay, I think it is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
So this one of this basic information part, you can see it is already done. It is locked successfully, and lock list. If you want to see, then you can see like this. Two things are locked and others are still pending. It will be like that. Okay. So as I mentioned, details of regional centers will be, of course, for universities, university centers. So whether the university offers program through distance education, all this you have to enter. Okay. So yes, no, you have to do. If you press yes, then some more table or will appear, or more questions. You can see whether the university has regional center. If I press yes, then those regional center details we have to enter here. So of course it is not related to colleges, so we can skip it. And then faculty, you can see faculty, department, course, this information, list of faculty and department. Now if I click here, this page appears. You see faculty. So here this is a mandatory field, you can see. So for university, I think, yeah, some noise is there. So for university, we know that we have, various faculties or schools are there. Under school, there are various departments. So for university, they will enter the faculty or the school names. But for colleges, so you have to, this is the problem, because college form we should see. Anyway, so if it is, for example, arts college, you can write arts here. Okay. If it is science like that, so some suitable name you have to put here, I think. For university, it is very clear. You have to list all the schools, and under those schools or under those faculty, you have to enter the departments in the next page. All right.
एक सवाल है यहाँ पे सर.
Yes, please.
किसी कॉलेज में तीनों फैकल्टी है तो उसको अलग अलग करना होगा. आर्ट, साइंस, कॉमर्स.
I think अलग अलग करना होगा. जैसे यूनिवर्सिटी में भी अलग अलग स्कूल होगा. So we have to enter one school, let's say physical sciences. So under physical sciences, what are the departments we have to list? Again, for another school, we have to enter, and then corresponding departments we have to write, I think. Okay. So, for example, we try physical sciences for university. Okay, let me save it. Okay. In fact, you can see it is already there because it is pre-filled for our university. Okay. Madhid Saab.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you see these are actually pre-filled? We have these nine schools.
ऐसा लगता है सर कि जैसे कॉलेज पहले जो डाले हुए आर्ट साइंस कॉमर्स, तो उसको जहाँ साइंस डालेंगे तो वहाँ ऑलरेडी उसका सब्जेक्ट सब प्री फिल्ड आएगा.
प्री फिल तो आएगा अगर यू नीड टू मेक सम चेंजेस, सो you should do accordingly. In the meantime, no, if the nodal officers can try whether they can successfully log in and share the ID password with me, so that I can show one college also, because ultimately they will require college form.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
आरिफ,
सर हम लोग का आईडी से एक बार ट्राई करने से होगा सर, खुल जाएगा.
तुम लॉग इन करके वहां से शेयर कर सकते हो तो करो.
नहीं, अगर जस्ट लॉग इन हो रहा है तो मैं कर लूंगा लॉग इन.
जी सर लॉग इन हो रहा है.
देख के बता दो.
हो रहा है ना?
जी.
तो
सर फायरफॉक्स से हो रहा है.
हाँ, मैं एक बार ट्राई करता हूँ उससे, क्योंकि बहुत सारा डिफरेंसेस है. तो
जी सर हम भी देख रहे हैं डिफरेंस.
शेयर किए क्या?
हेलो.
हमारे साहब वो शेयर कीजिए, बोला नया आईडी
कर रहे हैं सर, कर रहे हैं.
हाँ सर, चैट बॉक्स में लिखिए.
म्यूट।
हेलो,
यस सर।
हाँ डॉक्टर माजिद, वो आप बोल भी सकते हैं मेरे को।
आईडी है सर उदित नारायण, यू कैपिटल और नारायण का एन कैपिटल।
ये तो है, ये तो लॉगिन नहीं हो रहा है, तो अभी होगा?
जी 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 होगा, मोजिला से।
आप मोजिला से कर रहे हैं?
जी।
अच्छा, ये एक मिनट, ये तो वो है, मोजिला से करते हैं। अच्छा, ये तो मोजिला ही है जी। अच्छा, लॉगिन तो हुआ है, देखते हैं। नहीं, इससे तो नहीं हो रहा है। अच्छा, नारायण ऐसे कैपिटल है ना?
जी जी एन कैपिटल।
एन कैपिटल है। आप देख रहे हैं ना? आई एम टाइपिंग।
जी जी।
तो एम कैपिटल जी सी आर
जी @1995
FAE 61 लॉगिन हो जा रहा है, लेकिन ओपन नहीं हो रहा है।
पॉपअप विंडो जो लिखा हुआ है ना वहाँ ऊपर।
अच्छा अच्छा, हाँ, ये टॉप, ये अलाउ पॉपअप करना होगा।
जी जी जी।
हाँ हाँ, राइट राइट, अभी आ रहा है। अभी आ रहा है, that's right. Okay, so yeah, so this thing you can see are common. I think all can hear me. The instructions are common, 1 to 13.
Yes, sir.
Then basic information, let us see for MG College. So you can see it is already locked. I think they tried and locked it.
जी yes sir.
उदित नारायण जी है यहाँ पे?
नहीं, वही आरिफ है सर, आरिफ ही ऑपरेट करता है।
आरिफ ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं, जी जी जी। So, Arif ji, I think you can see basic details address is locked. Okay.
जी yes sir. हाँ जी।
So let us now go to see, now it is a little different. There is no affiliated college information. Okay. So we'll go to list of departments. See. So यहाँ पे Arif ji, you can see that there is no faculty and school information here. It is only list of departments that you already entered earlier. It is pre-filled. There are 21 departments.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So maximum limit you can see is 25 here. So you entered 1 to 21. So if suppose new departments are open after last survey, so you can just enter here. You type here, save it, then it will become 22. Number 22 will become that one.
सर यहाँ आर्ट साइंस कॉमर्स तीनों मिला हुआ है, तो इस बार तो इसको अलग करना होगा ना, तो प्री फील्ड है।
हाँ नहीं अलग, मजिद साहब अलग करना नहीं है, क्योंकि यहाँ ये इंफॉर्मेशन मांग ही नहीं रहा है। ये फैकल्टी स्कूल ये देखिए ये मांग ही नहीं रहा है, ये सिर्फ डिपार्टमेंट मांग रहा है। सो डिपार्टमेंट इज ऑलरेडी प्री फील्ड। 21 डिपार्टमेंट है इसमें ये कॉलेज में, लेकिन सपोज नया डिपार्टमेंट खोला हुआ है, बट अनदर थिंग आई मस्ट मेंशन, I think all of you know, all nodal officers, that the reference date matlab as on that date the data has to be entered, and it is 31st December 2020. Okay, 31st December 2020. This you should know. Note, as on that date जो information वो enter करना है. Suppose 31st December के बाद में कोई department खोला भी होगा, तो that information we need not enter here. 31st December 2020.
जी सर.
Is that clear? Okay. So suppose there is no changes required. So
2020 sir या 2021?
नहीं 2021 नहीं मादी साहब. It is 2020. It is 2020.
Okay,
so survey year is 2021. No, you can see.
Yes.
Survey year is 2021. So earlier, the nodal officers may note that earlier it was 30th September of every year. This should have been 30th September of 2020. But because of pandemic situation, many institutions they could not complete their admission process. That's why this delay is made by the ministry for this year only. I mean, so instead of 30th September of 2020, it is made 31st December of 2020. Yeah.
Okay.
So while entering, all of you have to note that the data should be as on 31st December 2020. मान लीजिए कोई टीचर का इंफॉर्मेशन लिखना है, अगर the teacher has joined after 31st December of 2020, you don't have to mention him here. He will come under next survey.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I think this is not difficult. So if required, if you include more departments, you have to edit, type here and save it. So it will come here as 22nd. So otherwise we can lock it. Maybe due to network, it is taking time. Dr. Majid?
Yes, sir.
I think I have a request.
Yes,
we keep logged in, but give me a few minutes because this some
network problem है sir, देख रहे हैं.
problem है. So if you give me some time to go for Zohar prayer, no?
Yes.
Just few minutes.
It's 1 o'clock.
There is a nearby place where namaz is going on. So
yes, sir.
maybe 5-10 minutes maximum. We'll keep logged in. So now I think it is exactly 1 o'clock. So I think around 1:10 I'll come again. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
So I'll keep logged in. So I'll start at 1:10. Please bear with me.